Hello, I'm John.
Hey guys, I'm Morgan.
Here on Buymethistech.
Hey, we really appreciate if you would like, subscribe, comment on things that you want us to review, and then request if you can watch to the end. It really helps our YouTube algorithms.
And a shout out to Grandmaster Jord and Randy Go. Thanks for your support.
We really appreciated the comments, the encouragement. We wanted to explain why it takes us 3 weeks to fully utilize before we send out another video.
Yeah, and Morgan made a great point about this. It's because everybody else is releasing it after 1 week when it's still in that gimmicky phase of, do you even know what it's good for, right? And
I prefer honeymoon face. That looks cute. That sounds better.
Honeymoon face. Good call. So,
but yeah, we create a habit within 3 weeks, and that was the brains behind the operation. Really, to me, it became a glorified, just traditional Alexa device. How many do we have of those? 8? We have 8 Echoes.
Echo shows, yeah.
8 Echo shows. Okay.
So the ones with the screens, plus a couple other Fire screens as well, among others. So.
Yeah, and about 1 million smart devices. So we really kind of looked at it, and that was part of it when we were looking at the should we buy this, right? That whole entire concept of our YouTube channel is the discussion between the husband and the wife going, you wanting the tech, me going, is it really all that worth it? And when we already had 8, I felt like just it followed me around, but it did everything. Now, I will say, when I was doing laundry, it was awesome because then I would move to the next room, it would follow me into the other room, then it would follow me, then it would continue. So it was almost like having AirPods in my ears the entire time, rather than the devices that we already have where I wanted to reconnect to the podcast I was listening to. So to be really honest, that was the ultimate reason I bought this device.
Definitely. So I think if you're just starting out with a smart home, this is a pretty darn cool device.
Except for the price tag.
Yeah, definitely the price tag. So we'll probably make a whole section about that. But right now we paid almost $1,000 for this thing.
Yeah.
And when it comes out to the rest of the public, it's going to be $1,500, which sounds like a lot. But one of the reasons we were getting this was because we didn't have a dog, and that was the big discussion we were having. So Morgan, what kind of dog did we get?
More expensive than the Astro, pure red golden, Polaris, and she's perfect, although she poops.
That is one thing that Astro does not do.
That's true.
Wonderful. Not having to clean up, not having to buy 40 pounds of dog food every 2 weeks minimum. It didn't tear up our couch cushions.
It did not. So if you're in the mood for looking for a device that's smart, that does not tear up your couch cushions, the Astro. The Astro's the one you gotta do.
Definitely a good choice.
Using it, one of the things I have really liked, I always have a dead phone, even with my small business. I always have a dead phone. I never know where my keys are, which is kind of ironic since we have a Tesla, which is my phone, is my keys. So one of the things that John did that we have found really useful just within our house is he put the charger, it has the USB-C charger on there, and so my phone stays in it. I can't lose it because it follows me around. So we'll show you that little snippet just so you can see it from that perspective. If you guys are always losing your chargers and you do have a ranch style house, that is a very high positive of this device.
Absolutely. If you have a ranch style house where it can get to almost every room, the price tag almost doesn't seem that ridiculous. I mean, having a different Echo show in every single room, yeah, it's overkill and nobody needs that. But,
whoa, did you say you don't need that?
Yeah.
Thank you, Astro.
Yeah.
Wait, you just said you didn't need that. We just recorded that you don't need that.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I have that info for Erie, Colorado. But Erie is part of Weld County, which I do have information for. Weld County's record high temperature is 112 degrees Fahrenheit.
Alexa, Echo, computer, stop. Continue.
Fun stuff. It was really good with the kids. You know, there is a little time period at the beginning. We have a 3-year-old, just turned 3, and a 1-year-old that just turned 1. The 3-year-old loves the touchscreen. Unfortunately, he loves the touchscreen. We did find some peanut butter in the periscope, which is kind of interesting because the periscope has never been out when he's around. So I have no idea how that even works. But good thing is that even peanut buttered, it still worked.
It did. It still worked. But there have been a lot of aspects there. Blippi, for all you families, it's so much better on the touchscreen. I have no idea why. He is his father's son. Orion loves the touchscreen part of it to watch Blippi. So that was nice. You have been able to watch football on the big screen now.
I know, it's wonderful. I get a TV to myself, guys. It's worth it.
That might be worth it. That might be worth the price tag.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's really funny. So I was on, and I have been on that, is it fully worth it category? And John's been really trying to convince me that this is a great purchase. So he started making it every time I walk in the door from work, it says, "Hi, Morgan, we love you. We're so glad you're home."
And it dances for joy.
It fulfills my love language so much. So tell me John actually heard it. So for all you gentlemen out there, There you go. Like that, every time I walk in the door, it's thrilled to see me.
Mm-hmm.
Same with my dog, for the record. My dog's also excited to see me, so I don't know if that's a
This is
plus or
true.
not. I did use Astro for a few of the gimmicky things, right? Bringing John a beer, those sort of things. And that was helpful, bringing the kids snacks when I was in the kitchen making dinner. I threw a couple snacks in there to go find my son. Took Astro about 2 minutes to figure out where it was going. Now, there are some positives there that we really appreciated, but we will tell you one on the other side. Like I said, we have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, which means there's toys on the floor at all times, no matter how often I clean, no matter how often John cleans, everywhere. It gets confused and lost. So we would ask Amazon to kind of work on that, right? It reads the floor plan, and then when there's something in the way, so the dog is laying down, it doesn't handle going around the dog or going around the Legos.
Yeah, and the other thing actually that's been really bad is chair legs. So I've found it like 6 times in the last week, just stuck underneath the dining room table. So if you're thinking that it's smarter than your robot vacuum,
It's not.
It's
Nope, the
or at
iRobot
least-
can figure it out.
At least not yet. And app, so you can update it and adjust it. So actually, when it started getting lost underneath the dining room table, what I did was I went into the app and just marked that as out of bounds. And so it's a little close to the charger, so I get all these warnings and alerts and stuff. But for the last 2 days, it hasn't gotten stuck underneath the dining room table anymore. So just from that, it's a pretty simple fix most of the time. Now, who do we think this isn't good for?
I would say young kids, which is kind of interesting because this is who we're talking to right now. I think if you have very young kids, I'd wait until they're in middle school, right? Before this device, granted, it will have improved by that point. But I just think kids aren't gentle with it, right? They mess with the screen, which we've seen that it freaks out over. We're getting peanut butter in it, in all the crevices.
Mm-hmm.
There's Legos, there's things on the floor that it freaks out about. And I find that I just tell it, go back to your station. Just go back to charging. I don't want to step over you. I'm not trying to deal with you as well.
Yeah.
So if you have parents who are, let's say, out of state or living on their own, this device would be incredibly worth it.
Mm-hmm. So not just in the entertainment side of things, but also in the safety side of things. So if I can check on, if I haven't heard from my parents in a while, and I don't know if one of them things. So if I can share something like that, I'm not going to be able to tell that. And if they're living in a different state, that's not something I'm going to be able to get over there immediately without calling the police or something to do a check-in. This, if I can start controlling it and drive around and see if one of them fell and knocked themselves out, that's worth the price.
So great Christmas gift on that end, guys. Also an interesting little detail that I hadn't really thought through yet. When we say the word Alexa, I found that my grandparents and my parents kind of slur those words. They're at that age. Astro was a far more pronunciation-based word that I think that they can say easier. My father would constantly say any version of Alexa, but not that word. Astro was vocalized a lot better.
So if somebody's in the house or you need to search for them, whatever, you can remote control it and go see. What if a car has pulled up in front of their house? I can drive the Astro straight up to the front door, and just like one of our other videos where we saw the car pulling in, right, using the periscope, you're going to be able to see that. And for the grandparents and parents who never ever want to go into a nursing home or something like that, this is a good intermediary.
Okay.
Should you buy me this? Yeah, I think it's pretty darn cool. If you're in a household where you don't have a dog or you can't have dogs, I think this is excellent. If you're trying to start out your smart home and you don't have any echoes and shows all over your house like I do, it's perfect. It could replace, it's already replaced on our lower floor 5 different Echo shows if I wanted it to. It's great for voice calling and video calling and everything as well.
Okay, so final question. Do we keep it? Do we get rid of it?
I want to keep it. It's fun.
Get rid of it. Your check?
I'll try.
We'll let you know.
Little guy, even though it only has Alexa's voice, so I can't really call it a guy.
Don't you like have your girl talk to you like that?
No, I feel like she's telling me what to do. I don't really like it.
Shouldn't you be used to that?
Touche.
Honestly, I really like that the Alexa in there has a Australian man.
Yeah, you can't change that yet on the Astro. We're not really sure why, but yeah, we'll see about that. Maybe they'll add it in new feature sets or something like that, right?